Today we're making my favorite chicken parm. I learned this little technique when I worked in a restaurant as a teen when we would batch out our chicken parms. It keeps it nice and crispy, which I love. So let's get to it. I'm going to start by making my tomato sauce by sauteing some pancetta in some olive oil until they're nice and crispy. I'm then going to remove them but reserve that oil and add a little more olive oil to just caramelize my onions. I want my onions to caramelize so that the sweetness comes out, so it kind of balances the acidity of my tomato sauce. We're then going to add in our garlic cloves, which I lightly bruise with the back of a knife, and let that saute for about 30 seconds. Then add in your San Marzano crushed tomatoes. These are my favorite because of their sweetness, low acidity, and a very concentrated tomato taste. We're then going to rinse that out with about a cup of water, add that to our sauce. I'm adding in salt and pepper, oregano, red pepper flakes, and some fresh basil. You're going to let that simmer for about 45 minutes, partially uncovered so that the steam can escape and it allows the sauce to thicken and intensify in taste. I like to butterfly my chicken cutlet, although totally optional. You could just slice it into two, but my teenagers love this way, and my goal of cooking is always having them pick my food over takeout. Not as easy as it sounds. You're going to go ahead and cover them with saran wrap and pound them out till they're very thin. Salt them and pepper them and set them aside while we prepare our breading. For the larger chicken parms, I like to use a baking tray that I just separate with aluminum. We're going to use flour and Panko breadcrumbs that we're going to season with garlic, oregano, and some onion salt. We're also going to use 5 eggs. We're going to add a little flour to the egg just to create a little slurry so that it actually attaches to the chicken breast. We're going to do flour first, then we're going to do egg, and then we do our Panko breadcrumbs. You can double flour or double Panko if you want, but I'm just doing one round. Really make sure to fully cover your chicken cutlet in your Panko breadcrumbs. This is what's going to make it super crispy, and that's what I'm going for, as I'll show you my little hack towards the end that keeps it super crispy. You're going to heat up your oil to about 340 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use a thermometer or our little chopstick trick. You're then going to insert your chicken cutlet and cook until golden. Mine took roughly about, I want to say 8 to 10 minutes. And then you're going to put that on a paper towel, drain some excess oil, and then move that onto a baking rack to ensure that it maintains its crispiness. Now that our sauce is ready, I'm using an emulsion blender just to get rid of any evidence of vegetables because of my picky teens, and I definitely want them to eat this, but you can leave it the consistency that you like. I left it a little thick to have some texture, but not too much. I'm then going to scoop on some of the sauce onto a baking tray. I'm only doing 2 because I do it to serve so that the chicken parm stays crispy. I'm then going to top it with fresh mozzarella and freshly shaved Parmesan. We're going to bake that in the broiler for about 8 to 10 minutes or until it is golden like this. You're then going to top off your chicken cutlet with your tomato sauce and baked mozzarella, and you want to make it ready to serve. Top that with some basil, and there you have it. Super delicious, crispy. Batch this out. You can keep the cutlets in the fridge, and then you just heat them up in an air fryer or in the oven so that they're crispy. Put on the sauce and the cheese mixture that you put in the broiler, and it is so good and cheesy, and they loved it. Mom 1, Chick-fil-A 0. Oh, this was so good. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments. Bon appetit!